Lowe's knows Sundays are for football, so tackle your home improvement projects by Saturday and earn your Sunday with great deals on Cobalt power tools, Pit Boss grills, LG appliances, and more. Then once your to-do list is done, get ready to kick back, relax, and enjoy the game. Shop in-store or online now and earn your Sunday with help from Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance.
Financial services.
Insurance.
Financial services.
Now when I say nationwide, you say is both. Nationwide.
Is both.
Nationwide.
Is both.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Each Apple product, like the iPhone, is thoughtfully designed by skilled designers. The titanium Apple Card is no different. It's laser etched, has no numbers, and earns you daily cash on everything you buy, including 3% back on everything at Apple. Apply for Apple Card on your iPhone in minutes. Subject to credit approval, Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
Jordan and Jake.
I feel good. I'm excited, ready to go.
The home stops. He throws it across field. Guess who? Jordan Gross.
Here are your Panther Hall of Honor members, Jordan Gross and Jake Delhomme.
Week 6 edition, Jordan and Jake podcast. I'm Jordan. You must be Jake. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay.
And
all right.
I'd love to get our weekly Fruitland Grizzly update before we get started.
Homecoming game last week. We won. It was a team that just down the road. We won by quite a wide margin. So we're 6-0. We are ranked first in the state on Max Preps, which is how we set our playoff seeding here in Idaho. So we're playing another undefeated team, which is like our rival at home this week on Friday, 6-0 versus 6-0. So let me just say there's going to be something special happening Friday. It's going to be a cool game.
How's the weather? I'm sure the weather is probably phenomenal.
Like 70 or 65 at kickoff. Slight breeze. Pretty rough.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a good time of year right now. Good time of year right now.
No doubt.
Yeah, so things are looking good for us. You had a fun weekend out in Charlotte, North Carolina. Legends weekend. Legends weekend.
Weekend.
What constitutes a legend? I've tried to describe this to people. I'm like, hey, it's the Legends. Well, it's a legend. And as near as I can tell, it's just if you played on the Panthers.
Well, yes, and I think a lot of the NFL is going to that type of alumni type of, legends. So ours is Legend Weekend. We had a big turnout. It was great to visit with many ex-players. The only problem is, like, Luke and I want to visit more, but we got to get up and call a game, and so.
Well, but there's other activities around the weekend, isn't there? Did you partake in any of the pregame or Saturday night? Isn't there like a mixer? Business casual kind of deal.
So there was something Saturday. Guys could come out to practice. Flight didn't get in time, but I think there were a ton of guys that saw practice. And Jordan, I'm going to be honest. It's hard for me to do something the night before because I got a game to prepare for the next day, and I just know how things will get going. It's stories, and next thing you know, it's a late night, and you got to be ready the next day. And that's
all
kind of my deal.
Jake. Well, just like your haircut, all business.
Well, so I just said I had to make a choice, and I knew I was going to visit with some guys, and I'm one of the lucky ones coming back on most of the games that I do. I do see there's so many that live in Charlotte, so I'm able to see a lot of the guys. So that is always a huge plus.
I saw a picture of you with Luke and Julius Peppers, who was there, which was awesome to see him there. He was representing the Hall of Fame polo, which surprised me. I'm like, okay, bud, we know you made the Hall of Fame. All right, you don't got to wear the gear. I would have loved to have given him a hard time about that.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have laughed about it. I think the thing to me that when I
That's
see
awesome
Julius,
he was there.
Well, and he had both his boys with him, and they are just, I hadn't seen them since like a year or so ago whenever he was inducted into the Carolina Hall of Honor. And like these two young kids, you can just tell they're going to be some tall, good-looking athletes. And to watch him with his kids, we were walking into the tunnel to get ready because we got introduced. And, he told one of them, "Hey, I think Amari, go run a corner out." And Julius throws him. But just to watch him and to remember how just quiet he was and that gentle giant, and just to watch him, it's just – he brings a smile to everybody's face. I mean, we had a rock star in Julius, man.
Being a child of an NFL athlete, I know that my kids at times, there might be like that slight expectation of athleticism. However, I was an offensive lineman and it's not that cool, right? Could you imagine if your dad's Julius Peppers? I mean, that's like in lore, seriously, he's up there with like if your dad was Larry Bird. You know what I mean? Or like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like an elite, one of the most elite players ever at their position. And then Pep just was like fantastical about his attributes. It would be hard to be like, oh, you're Julius Pepper's son. And then like if you're not just out there dunking when you're 9, it's like a letdown.
Well, I wouldn't put it past those two. They're dunking by the time next year rolls around.
Oh, I don't know.
It was great. You see the ones that guys you hadn't seen in a while, and I'm gonna be very honest. I do have a favorite out of everybody I see, and it's Stephen Davis. I get a smile on my face when I see Stephen Davis, and I don't know what it is. It's like he picks on everybody, and everybody picks on him. He's just one that makes me laugh and smile.
Great dude right there. And funny, like we weren't teammates that long.
No, we weren't.
That shows you what like a significant season can do to lock in a relationship. You know what I mean?
It was awesome. Now, one thing, speaking of awesome.
Okay, I like when we speak of awesome.
If you listen to our game on television, Mark Schlereth was doing the play-by-play. The color was Eric Collin. Eric does the Charlotte Hornets basketball. So a lot of these guys, the color guys right now, some of them are crossover guys with Major League Baseball. And with the playoffs, these other guys have other games that they have to do. Eric Collins was so awesome because I rewatched the television broadcast after the game. His enthusiasm was unbelievable. And certainly the way the game started and how it finished, it was just great. I thought he did an unbelievable job.
No, I agree with you. It's funny you say that because I just thought he was like, man, this guy's into it. Like if there was a explosive play or some action happening, his voice increased. Like it would be like if he was on Panthers radio cheering for the Panthers.
Yeah, but
he did it both ways. But Schlereth is not that way. Schlereth is like very standard voice delivery, kind of scruff a little bit is maybe how I would describe him. And that's a good ebb and flow, those two.
No, I agree totally. And I thought that was awesome. But, Jordan, let's talk about the game. Couldn't have started any worse, right? Fumble on the drive. Then when we get the ball offensively, they get the ball first, right? Get 3. Defense did, decent job because Mike McDaniels is a great play caller, and they do a great job of kind of getting you out of position with short motions and using some of their speed. And Darren Waller is an absolute – he's just different, man. I mean, he's a guy who sat out last year, unbelievable talent. What a great football player, man. And we had trouble early on because 5 catches in the first half, and then we were able to kind of do a great job in the second half. And I think a lot was due to more so our rush and getting too uncomfortable. But, spotting them 10 points. We get a fumble on the opening drive, and then we get a pick on the next drive. And when have we bounced back from that? We really haven't ever done that. And so that was the thing, resiliency. Can we show some? Can we kind of bow our necks? And we did that. And our defense kept us in the game. And offensively, we were able to claw back in to get 10 points before half. And still some more opportunities. And then to take the lead, and then they go up on us and then go back down again and completing some 4th down passes, using Bryce's arm and making plays. But my gosh, Rico Dowdle, man, what a job that he did running through tackles. And our offensive line, just think about it, what Coach Joe has to go through with getting these guys ready to play, all the injuries we've had. And Brady Christensen, Jordan, you talked about it before the season, how lucky it was that Cade Mays came back and Brady Christensen, who can play every position. But, man, it was what a great job. And I'm not discounting – I mean, I'm not the other guys, right? D-Lou, Icky, Taylor. Like you just kind of assume that they're going to be solid, right? But man, it was awesome.
I'm gonna do an impression of what we were saying at our house when the Panthers were down 17-0. You ready? I don't want you to say anything. I don't want you to interrupt this. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Here it's 17-0. Panthers are losing. Here's what we were saying at our house. And go. That was it. A dead
Nothing.
silent. Everyone mad. I'm going, what? Oh. You're doing I'm doing the stuff. Like, come on. What are we doing? All the sayings that you say. Not this again. What in the heck? And then, sure enough, what do I know? Here we come back. The fact that Bryce Young can stay smiling and happy in the middle of all that, it's like him and Canales just make me mad with their positivity. And I'm a pretty positive person. I just don't. It's from another planet, the way that they can at least outwardly express positivity, belief, happiness, all of that stuff. And Jake, just so happy for everyone in attendance, all that stuff. To go from the swings that we've had the last 2 week, the 2 games previous, big win, giant loss, margin wise, scoring margin wise, to then a nail biter finish. 2-3 is 1,000 miles away from 1-4, Jake. And I just think that we still got a shot. Things are, we're believing. Now you got the dang Cowboys. I know that Rico riding on the heels of a 206-yard day rushing, second most yards rushing in Panther history, third most total yards in Panther history in a single game. Chuba, we don't know what's going to happen with him. We'll find out this week, but I would guess Rico's pretty fired up to go play Dallas. Would you not?
100%. And rightfully so, right? A team that he was 1,000-yard rusher last year, and it sounded like he wanted to go back. He was there for 5 years, but I'm lucky that we were able to acquire him. He's been valuable, and I think the thing that we're still learning so much about our football team, and I think you're right about Bryce. He's kind of kept it, so level and so key, and the same thing with Canales. But yeah, it's that was big. Rico, just the violence, the run through the tackles that you saw him do. But another thing that I don't think was talked about enough, our wide receivers did a great job of blocking downfield. Xavier Legette, and I'm assuming he reaped some praise in the film room on Monday with the coaches and the rest of the players. He was blocking downfield. You saw other receivers blocking downfield. That's where you get the big runs. That's those huge second level runs. So yeah, that was nice. But Jordan, we had so many young kids step up. This rookie class, they're starting to show up a little bit. And I think Dan did a good job and you watch them play. They like to play. You can tell that they don't like football. They love it. They're kind of aggressive. They have something to them. Jimmy Horn's first opportunity. Oh, 4th and 5, game on the line in essence. Yeah, let's throw to him. Oh, okay. And he's going to jump up and go attack the ball with his hands. Mitchell Evans. You don't hear anything about him, which is a positive. He's just kind of steady Eddie. 2 touchdowns in a row. Latham Ransom. I think ATN had a couple of big runs. And both the young kids, Nick Scorden, just the effort he plays with, Princely, making some plays in the backfield. Oh, yeah, and by the way, Tedero McMillan, yeah, he's pretty good. So there's a lot of positives. You see, even our linebackers, that's the one thing we felt our linebackers, to me, for the first time this year. And that was a changeup. The green dot went to Trevin. Trevin called the defense. So Roseboom had a little more freedom, and he played a little different. So I'm anxious to see if we stick with that going forward.
Mitchell Evans is quickly becoming one of my favorite dudes. It's just like his body type just screams old school tight end. Like not we're not talking like old school, but like 90s tight end. Wesley Walls, Dwight Clark, those kind of guys. Like he's hand in the dirt. He can run power right behind him, and then he's going to be able to catch the ball like he's been doing. Seeing him be pumped up and spike it. He's number 84. There's like nothing. He's not number 3 or number 17. He's just like a tight end, man. I love that kid. It's been fun to watch him. Have you been able to talk to him, get to know him at all, Jake? What's your experience been?
No, not yet, because he's kind of quiet, and as a rookie, you're finding your way. But when you talk about that, when we ran victory offense is where we take the snap and kneel down. He was 15 yards behind the ball. He's in case something crazy would happen. it's Luke and I hit each other. We both noticed it at the same time. When we knelt down for the final time, just the way he kind of cheered and like hands in the air, it was like, okay, that's what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? You just kind of felt it. And when you're a rookie, you're finding your way and you're knowing that, man, I had a part in this. How special is this? And for us to win both our home games, I think that's huge. This week, Dallas coming in, I think we understand they're going to have the degenerate Dallas fans in the stands, which they travel. I mean, listen, it is what it is. Give them credit. They will travel. And their offense is playing great football. Javonte Williams is running the football tremendously well. They have a ton of injuries up front. Dak is on fire. Defensively, they're giving up a lot of points. And so can we answer this week? Can we put up points? Can we not turn the ball over and keep that offense for Dallas on the sideline as much as possible?
I know this is old news when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, but years ago we traded Brian Burns away. We traded Christian McCaffrey away. So our organization has gone through stars leaving. Did the Micah Parsons trade make any sense to you, especially with the timing, right before the season started?
Well, I just don't think. I mean, to me, that's like trading away Julius Peppers in his prime. No, it didn't, because he affected the game tremendously. You know what I mean? Micah, I watched him firsthand the last couple of years playing them. Like he had a party in our backfield many a times, and so that's I don't know what happened there with negotiations and whatnot, and who knows how this trade will end up in the long run. Who so-called wins it, we won't know for years to come because of the 2 first-round picks Dallas did receive. So, yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But
I'll tell you this much, though. There's neither Taylor Morton nor Icky are upset that Micah Parsons is not on the Dallas Cowboys right now. That's the difference that he makes, It's just gigantic. That one shocked me. No, but playing Dallas, it's funny playing Dallas because, like, you made a comment about their fans and all that stuff, but there is like something about playing the Cowboys. There's some tradition there, and it doesn't matter if they're good or bad or whatever. It's a game that the team definitely kind of gets a little bit more hyped up and focused for. I think it's a good one following this win from us, because if we were playing an unfamiliar opponent or an AFC team or something, it'd just be like there's a little bit more to this. And then with Rico having the game he had, I know the guys that like him, seeing the halftime celebration after, and we get access to all that stuff on Panthers.com. I just know the team's excited and wanting to move forward and get 3-3, Jake. Let's talk about 3-3. Hey, we can work with this. Not too bad. Let's string some wins together, right? 2-4, we got some work to do.
Yeah, I'm like you, Jordan. I mean, but let's build on some momentum. We had that Atlanta momentum, and we laid an egg in New England. Now, I got to give New England credit. Going into that game, they were much better on film than their record showed, and it's starting to play out right now because they gave the game away when they lost to Pittsburgh. And then again, what? We laid an egg. Then we came back and we answered. Now, it took us a little while to answer, not defensively, offensively, because of the 2 turnovers. So can we be turnover free? This is my thing. And I think we kind of addressed this, and I'll go back to the game when Luke and I, when we were talking, like Dave Canales, I watched him call plays according to how he wants to call it with a true game plan twice this year. Because it's the 2 games we won because we weren't so far behind in the second half where the game plan's abandoned.
We tried to this game, though, Jake. We tried to.
We tried to
get too far behind.
We tried, but we came back. But then you saw some of the plays, like Jimmy Horn, right? So the antennas have to be up, a kid that can run. So the first time it looks like we're going to throw a quick screen to him. Well, we don't. We pump it, and we hit Ted Earl McMillan in the hole for a first down. Like, that's play calling. Like, hey, I understand. We're going to do this. We're going to make as if we're going to throw the quick screen to him. Safety comes running up wide open. Just certain plays that he called was like, ooh, that's a good play call. That's the way to, you want to set plays up, but sometimes you're already anticipating what the defense is doing, and you can kind of be one step ahead of them.
You mentioned his name a little bit, but Lee getting the touchdown. How good do you think that felt to him? Like, because there's been some criticism and just maybe it hasn't been a fast start the way it's gone this year. I know people are excited about that, and I was kind of wondering what's going through his head when he gets that ball in the end zone and makes that big play he's been waiting for.
Well, I just think it's kind of a relief. And, early on in your career, and I think a similar thing might have happened in South Carolina, some ups and downs. And then he just had a coach, Dowell Loggins, who I believe is the head coach at App State, believe in him. I've seen a clip on this and just kind of stayed with him. And next thing you know, he takes off. And it was interesting. We're doing a pregame hit in the booth before the game, and I'm looking down at the field, and I see Muhsin Muhammad and Leggett having a conversation on the field. And we all know Moose is not a small man. And Leggett on the side of him made Moose look not small, but smaller. And I was like, this is a kid. And you saw Moose talking to him. And that's just like somebody not overstepping their bounds. That's Moose probably saying, because I asked Moose after. He goes, look, I just told him, hey, you got to keep your head down and keep working, keep grinding. And when the play comes to be made today, make the play. Be disciplined in your routes. Because Moose was that guy. Moose went to Michigan State as a running back, then got moved to wide receiver. And it wasn't, all, Pro Bowl the first year with Moose. It was a steady, gradual process. And then next thing you know, he becomes a unbelievable wide receiver just in every facet of the game. So I thought that was a pretty cool kind of tidbit watching before the game, just catching those two talking and then watching him Leggett block, and then making a couple of plays when he had opportunities to make, one on the touchdown and another one on a big corner route in the fourth quarter.
This is a random stat, but I just got to bring it up before we're done. 11 Panthers are on the 53 roster right now that were here before Dan became GM. So I say that to say, like, it's just we're rebuilding, but we're starting to see, like, this win to me was like, okay, come on, Bryce. All right, we did it. Leggett, there's your play. You bring in Rico, the big offseason signing. You lose Chuba. All right, here's our backup guy. He can do it. I'm just rooting so hard for everybody in that building and the organization, Dan in particular, man, that like, they're trying to build this thing right. Little tweaks, like you mentioned, hey, we're going to change the linebacker responsibilities. It's all about just orchestrating how to get everybody to be their best them, man. And I think we saw it on Sunday. Let's get to 3-3, Jake, and let's have a little party afterwards. What do you think?
That sounds good. And yeah, I'm like you, Jordan. It's you like seeing it, right? I think this roster has been in flux for a little bit. We kind of never, new quarterback this year, new quarterback next year, new quarterback. It was like we didn't know. Well, we went all in. We drafted a young kid. We're trying to give him resources to go with it and see what happens. And let's build the roster. And there's still some holes. And I think we're doing it. We have all our collection of picks next year. Let's grow up this year. Let's see who we know we can count on moving forward and keep building this team. But I'm like you. I agree with that.
All right, buddy. Well, I'll talk to you next week. Let's get this thing done. Have a good one. I'm going to go try to win a game against our rival, go to 7-0. That sounds good to me.
Sounds good. Get ready to get ready.
Whether you're kicking off a campaign, gearing up for an event, or suiting up your team, 4imprint has the promo products to move your brand down the field. With thousands of customizable options like premium apparel, drinkware, tech totes, and giveaways, it's easy to score fan favorites that deliver impact. You'll get expert support, speedy delivery, and their 360-degree guarantee, so you can be 4imprint certain your order arrives exactly right on time. Explore more at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Get almost anything you need delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get chicken parmesan delivered. A little escape? No. A delicious bowl of grapes? Yes, that. An afternoon stroll? Sorry, no. A burrito bowl? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details. When you have a kid, the only bowl that matters is the one in the bathroom. Yes, we mean their trip to the toilet bowl. Introducing a new team player from Dude Wipes, Lil Dude Wipes, the flushable wet wipe for kids. Like the original, they're also free of chemical binders and alcohol, so you can protect your little player's end zone with the safest clean possible. And the best part? Lil Dude Wipes come fragrance-free or in a bubble bum scent your little stinker will love. Gentle enough for little cheeks and strong enough for toddler streaks. Made with 100% plant-based natural fibers. Available exclusively at Walmart nationwide.